Empowering auditors. AI co-piloting ABC, audit firms, banks, and companies. By SYS Governance Standards. Subject, Object, Self-Governance Standards. Corporate MOM. Corporate Management Orbiter Mission. ICGI Series Number 5. Buck-up Big 4 Audit Firms. FSA Reports. Public Assurance. Attrition of ethical values as a constant threat to society. A note from my book. The crucial aspect of corporate management is the acknowledgment, from Socrates to Marc Benioff, of the attrition of ethical values as a constant threat to society. Socrates had to teach the unlearned, whereas Benioff has to appeal to the senses of the learned. The learned run far more race than the unlearned, merely professing fiduciary responsibility for the society, insincerely, but not being ready to avow, acknowledge, and assume the ethical responsibility to act upon, prevents a company from progressing forward. In this context, I am giving here a few extracts from my podcast episode number 47. For this presentation, deriving conclusions on the Big 4 audit firms. Let me summarize this my transcript. The Big 4 audit firms, Deloitte, PwC, EY, KPMG, play a crucial role in accounting, but I have been involved in auditing controversies with several high-profile companies. Number 2, there is an entanglement between auditors, bankers, and companies, especially in the startup ecosystem, leading to potential conflicts of interest. Number 3, several Indian startups, for example Byju's, Go Mechanic, PhonePe, have faced auditing issues, delays in financial reporting, and valuation markdowns. Number 4, the transcript criticizes the lack of governance in startups and the role of big investors, suggesting that poor governance leads to forensic audit and valuation markdowns. Number 5, I argue that India's experiment with foreign audit firms have failed, and I call for the Big 4 firms to buck up and improve their performance and responsibility. Big 4 audit firms play a crucial role in the accounting profession. The Big 4 accounting firms, Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, Ernst & Young, EY, and KPMG, play a crucial role in the accounting profession. They engage in, number 1, audit and assurance, number 2, tax services, number 3, consulting and advisory, number 4, global presence, number 5, innovation and technology, number 6, training and development. In the second category, let me state, in India, the Big 4 audit firms have established strong local partnerships to provide their services. Here are their partner firms. Number 1, Deloitte, partnered with Gupta, Chowdhury and Ghosh. Number 2, PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, partnered with Pricewaterhouse and Company. Number 3, Ernst & Young, EY, partnered with Sorabji or Battleboy and Company. Number 4, KPMG, partnered with BSR and Company. Number 3, foreign audit firms are allowed to practice in India under certain conditions. Joint audit requirement. When a foreign investor specifies a particular auditor or audit firm with an international network for an Indian investee company, the audit must be conducted as a joint audit. One of the auditors should not be part of the same network. From my episode number 47, let me give you a few instances. One on auditors, ABC of VC funding is auditors and bankers and the companies involved. Here, Truck of entanglement. These three guys are completely entangled. What is entanglement? An entangled system is defined as, say, the constituents are not individual particles but are an inseparable whole. In entanglement, one constituent cannot be fully described without considering the others. That's what it's all about. When we say an auditor is not in isolation, we talk about, or the bankers, or the VC funding guys, or the companies to whom they are the investor companies. They're all entangled with each other. Now, how they are, we'll take a look first on auditors. Byju's. MCA questions Byju's in August 2022. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs. They sent a letter for not finalizing the March 2021 in August 22, and Deloitte in June of 22. Long-standing auditor flagged the concerns of the company's revenue recognition methods, and they resigned in October 16, 23. And BDO, MSKA and the associates took over the audit as a statutory audit, and they also resigned in September 24, citing Byju's uncooperative attitude. And then Go Mechanic. PwC flagged the discrepancies of Go Mechanics. PwC only audited the company in 2020. Later it was replaced by KPMG for 21 and 22. A third company by name Trell. EY were the auditors. They found a lot of discrepancies in e-commerce sales, which are artificially driven by merchant-like entities. Number 4, Zillingo. For 2 years, the company failed to file annual financial statements. And the Singapore auditor, KPMG, was yet to sign off the Zillingo's financial year 2020 results. This article was updated in August 22. It's not being done. Number 5, 4B Network. 4B Networks fails to provide details to InfoEdge, despite it reaches the arbitration. It must be noted that the InfoEdge appointed Deloitte as a forensic auditor last month to look into the affairs of 4B Networks, which operates broker network after writing off its entire investment of INR 288 crores in Yadav's beleaguered startup. InfoEdge invested in the startup through AIPL. Number 6, FableCap. Of course, number 5, we saw the new entrant, Deloitte, as a forensic auditor. Number 6, FableCap. This is delayed salaries, hundreds of layoffs. FableCap began laying off the employees. What is funny about this FableCap is that no mention of an auditor for this company, even via an AI. MojoCap. The investor weigh a legal action against founders. MojoCap discusses the final report of a forensic audit being conducted by Deloitte. Deloitte is not the expert forensic auditor. When I search for auditors, MojoCap or FableCap, I land up in forensic auditors only. Number 8, BharatPe. Auditor Deloitte has flagged inappropriately approved vendors and excess payments at BharatPe, where its former MD and co-founder Ashni Grover has been accused of cheating and embezzlement of funds. Grover said, but Deloitte is an auditor who were paid 4 crore audit fees up from 40 lakhs. I paid them as MD. That's what Grover said. We have seen A for auditors. Let us see B for bankers. Banker, by definition, a financier who owns or is an executive in a bank. Also, it has another meaning, the person in charge of the bank in a gambling game. Let us look at who are the investors for some of these companies. Byju's, investors in Byju's are Ron Zuckerberg Initiative, Secure Capital India, Bond, Silver Lag, BlackRock, Sans Capital, Alcyon Capital, etc. Number two, Go Mechanic was backed by investors such as Secure Capital, Tiger Global Capital, Oreo, Venture Partners, Brand Capital, etc. Number three, Trell is a Bangalore-based startup which enables its user to discover personalized recommendations. The investors were Binex, Fosun, or is it Capital, Secure Capital. Secure Capital is everywhere. Ryujung Investment, Surge Ahead, etc. etc. Number four, 4B Networks. InfoEdge, investing in Rahul Yadav's 4B Networks was a mistake, Sanjeev Bikhchandani of InfoEdge says. InfoEdge had pumped 288 crores into 4B Networks, including rupees 276 crores as equity and 12 crores in debt. Number 5. Zillingo. Investors Teruhide Sato, Kunal Shah, Sandeep Tandon, DG Ventures, PKXV Partners, Secure Capital, Digital Garage, so and so, so and so. Number 6. Fiblecap Investors Kalari Capital with participation from Aflag Ventures, Digital Horizon, Stride Ventures, SYSV, Social Starts, and Fresco Capital, etc. etc. Finally, for the bankers, Mojocare Investors has 22 institutional investors, including Surge Ventures, B Capital Group, and Chirate Ventures. Surge Ventures is the largest institutional investor in Mojocare. Rijul Jain and 38 others are angel investors in Mojocare. Number 8, Bharat Pay Investors has 34 institutional investors, including Ribbit Capital, Cotiu, and Insight Partners. Secure Capital is the largest institutional investor in Bharat Pay. Vinay Bansal and 16 others are angel investors in Bharat Pay. Now on the valuation. Famously said one that we enter in $1.5 billion and exit with $6 billion. Yes, you can if you have the governance DD. Since you don't have a governance DD, you end up with a forensic auditor. There's a good article which I read about Surbi Rathod and two sides of the valuation markdowns of startups. One is Byju's, good show, everybody knows, Formeasy, Pine Labs, Ola and Oyo, everything had been marked down. And he says one of the correctly finds are the factors contributing to these markdowns included increased competition, regulatory challenges, profitability concerns, and evolving market dynamics. The reductions results in decreased valuations of these companies by mutual funds and major investors. Is a major problem I find in trying to identify the factors contributing to these markdowns. One and the only thing which I know as for this contributing to these markdowns is because of there is no governance within the startup or for any company their valuation which is being reduced. That is my contention. Note of it. Take note of it. Number 2, in OECD pension funds for a year ending 2022 stood at 48.1 trillion US dollars, down by 15.6% over the previous year. That is about 8.89 US trillion dollar. Many countries like Denmark, Ireland, whose pension funds are double their GDP, markdown comes heavy on them. This is my analytics which I got it, so please note down, we will look into it. We have gone through the AB auditors and as well as the bankers and see come automatically with all these guys, both in terms of who the auditors were and who the investors were. Let us look into the final condition in which we shall look into this topic. Backup audit, Big 4 audit funds. We have been looking at only these Big 4 guys, both in terms of audit and as well as in terms of forensic audit. And they are also very, if you look at that various investors from Jugenberg to BlackRock to SoftBank, these Big 4 bank auditors are the ones who have been the auditing of all these companies also. And the OECD pension funds will look at it is nearly about what these guys are handling, these big four firms, is huge, very huge. Let me conclude my remarks on this, my observation. The big four audit firms, defining moment. They were the auditors, big four. Number one, HP Autonomy. Number two, GE. Number three, Carillion. Number four, Volkswagen. Number five, ACB. Number six, Credit Suisse. Number seven, Satyam Computers. Number eight, Island FS. Number nine, Robert Maxwell Companies. If you come to number 10, it is Big 5 Arthur Anderson, who handle Enron and WorldCom. It's an amazing collection of companies, and the downfall is quite amazing. And all these Big 4 or Big 5 had been handling it. The defining moment which I describe here, Big 4 audit firms, any one of them could become the Big 5 Arthur Anderson. Auditors of US $8.89 trillion marked down companies be found out who they were, who they are, who are the auditors for them. Number three, deal advisory with FinDD and vendor DD without a governance DD will surely lead to forensic audit. Nothing to be proud of this expertise from these big four. Make note of it. Locate this deal advisory, what they are doing, what they are recommending. Number four, India's experiment with foreign audit firms is a total failure. Let Government of India take note of it. Up to them. Number five, all these big investors look like the person in charge of the bank in a gambling game. Buck up investors. It's up to you. It's your money. You want to throw it out. Number six, buck up big four audit firms. You have failed in your duty and responsibility. Take note of it.